Okay, Argentina's going to win the 2026 World Cup, and I'm going to show you exactly how. Now, you might be thinking, this guy's just going to say Messi and Dibu, and that they have experience from winning before, and to that I say you are absolutely correct. But there's more to their team than just that. I read enough analysis from Tacticos much smarter than I, and the more I dug in, the more this claim feels like it holds weight. They definitely can win it, and the betting odds are fairly favorable for them. But they also have some holes that could potentially be a real issue, so stick with me and I'll give you my breakdown. So who are we talking about? We're talking about Argentina, a jewel of South America. They speak Spanish, the stake is unreal, and they have the most famous athlete on the planet, Lionel Messi. Even I, as an American who doesn't know ball, know Messi. But this video is not just Messi is good, the end. That's a lazy take. The real reason Argentina wins is more convincing than one guy. They have the experience of winning one, they are one of the most complete teams in the world, and they have an elite international manager. And on top of all of that, they have the greatest player of all time. Sorry, Ronaldo fans. They're the defending champions, and with that comes a level of respect for what they've done. I know there hasn't been back-to-back World Cup winners since 1962, but history is bound to repeat itself at some point, right? Maybe that's just copium. But in reality, they have a really strong squad. Many of the same players, same coach, and they went and won Copa America again in 2024. So this is a proper well-oiled machine at this point. The makeup of the team. Roughly 18 of the 26 guys from the last World Cup are running it back with the team, which holds up well when it comes to experience and chemistry. In the last World Cup, one of the biggest things that played into their favor was all getting behind the same unified goal. Obviously, winning the World Cup is a shared goal of all teams competing in it. But this team wanted to win not only for their own sake, but for the sake of Messi. The only thing that was missing from what was already an illustrious career and trophy cabinet was the World Cup. So ideally, if they can all come together this year and organize around the same goal again, maybe we'll see them play with the same vigor they did in the last World Cup. So addressing the biggest knock. The biggest knock you'll hear on the champs is that they're old and fading, so let me kill that one first. 4 years ago, it was fair. In 2022, they were one of the oldest teams in the tournament, but quietly, they refreshed. This squad's average age is around 27, middle of the pack, roughly 23rd youngest of the 48 teams. The old Argentina story is mostly outdated, which leaves the one age question that really matters, Messi. I'll just say, the guy is still pure class, but he's 38, undoubtedly still Argentina's best and most influential player, but how he'll be rotated will be key. And if he can manage a full high-intensity tournament at this age is still yet to be seen. I wouldn't put it past him, though. Sure, a few veterans remain, Otamendi, Tagliafico, DePaul, but they're the exception now, not an aging core. And one more real loss, Angel Di Maria. He played an absolutely crucial role in the 2022 World Cup, but after his 2024 retirement, the team is without him this time around. How the system works and who will make it work. First, how they actually play. Argentina don't win by hogging the ball and passing it to death. That would be Spain. We'll get to them. Argentina under Lionel Scaloni plays a scrappy, aggressive unit with stars riddled throughout the team. Organized, hard to break down, never panic, and they play with a real spirit that is characteristic of some of the best Argentina sides throughout history. In goal, Emiliano Martinez, Dibu, a penalty kick assassin, mentality monster, and all-around elite keeper when it comes to international football. When a knockout game comes to a shootout, and in this tournament some will, he's the guy you bring out of the bullpen to slam the door. For any baseball fans watching, he's the Mariano Rivera of goalkeepers, who just so happened to master the dark arts. He anchors their team. And the backline in front of him is better and younger than the old Argentina reputation suggests. Otamendi, the veteran, has slid to the bench. Argentina's first choice center back pairing is Christian Romero and Lisandro Martinez, both in their late 20s and technically in their prime. On the left, Tagliafico will start. They aren't the flashiest names in the tournament, but they are a disciplined, scrappy unit that knows how to handle high-pressure moments, and they're a big part of what makes this team so annoying to play against. And when they do get the ball, they have threatening players. Alexis McAllister and Enzo Fernandez, although out of form, are great box-to-box presences. Rodrigo De Paul anchoring the center of the pack with Leandro Paredes, a battle-tested option in reserve. And then a star-studded attack of Julian Alvarez, Lautaro Martinez, and of course Messi. Not to mention the likes of Thiago Almada, Nico Paz, and Giuliano Simeone coming off the bench. All of these guys run their tails off, and because they have such workhorses all around the whole pitch, the 38-year-old doesn't have to. He's the designated genius. He's allowed to float, he can conserve his energy, and at a moment's notice when the game cracks open, he's given the license to deliver the final blow. It's a well-organized system. They strangle the game and counterpunch with incredible precision. That's a championship formula in basically every sport. So the easy part, their group. Every team first survives a group, a 3-game mini-season before the knockout stages. Argentina's group is Austria, Algeria, and Jordan. For them, a fairly soft draw. Austria is the most organized of the three, the kind of tidy European side that frustrates you for an hour, but Argentina is the deserved favorite. Algeria has talent and pride and made it all the way to the quarterfinals of AFCON, but Argentina should be favored against them as well. Jordan, fun fact, actually made the Asian Cup in 2023. So better than the name suggests to an American who probably thinks I'm referring to this Jordan. But none of them should stop the champs. Argentina wins the group and that usually buys a friendlier road while the contenders in their brutal group speed up on each other. So the case for Argentina. Here's the case stacked up. Experience. This roster's been to the mountaintop, so the pressure of a knockout, a shootout, a final, none of it is new. Balance. They defend like a top team, and they have match winners, which a lot of contenders can't say. Their closer in goal, who turns coin flip games into wins, and continuity. Same system, same locker room, same coach who already solved this exact puzzle. Stack all that, defending champ with a GOAT and a penalty-saving cheat code. Stop sounding like a joke and start sounding like a pick. The part that could ruin it. The depth they left home, and the real risk. But they do have some questions that they'll have to answer for come tournament time. Start with the part that drives Argentine fans insane, the snubs. And honestly, the snubs say more about how deep this team is than any weakness. Scaloni left this much talent at home. Paulo Dybala, streets will never forget baller, has one of the coolest sellies ever and penalty score in the 2022 World Cup. Marco Senesi, a center back who just had a great season in England and earned a move to a big-ish club. He's in his prime. A young talent in Franco Mastantuono, who had a poor year but still has great potential, and Alejandro Garnacho. When that is your left at home list, you are not short on talent. Now the real risk, and it's narrower than the old team cliche. The classic trap for a defending champion is aging legs. The last three who ran it back with an old guard, Italy in 2010, Spain in 2014, Germany in 2018, all crashed out in the group stage, trusting legs that were a year too old. But that's the trap that Argentina mostly dodged by refreshing their squad. Their gamble is narrower. That one extraordinary 38-year-old still has the magic when it matters. And if I have anything to say about it, he definitely does still have the magic. And the margins are thin. This is the biggest, longest World Cup ever. More games, more travel, summer heat across 3 countries, and arguably the most competitive field in recent memory. If Messi has an off week, this is exactly the kind of team that goes home earlier than anyone expects. So what's my verdict? The betting markets have Argentina around plus 900, the 5th favorite, about a 10% shot. The smart money says they're a contender, but with some question marks. Me, I think the experience bodes very well for them. They've got the GOAT in what is likely his final World Cup, a closer in goal, a coach who already solved this, and a soft group to ease them in. Argentina could very well win the World Cup, but what do I know? I'm just an American who doesn't know ball. Next episode, alphabetically, is Belgium, who I've confirmed is a country and not a waffle. Subscribe and we'll run through all the major contenders more confidently on all of our breakdown every time.